Currently, I'm performing the role of an advisor to His Excellency the Governor. So I've been lucky. Some of the roles that I've been playing, I never went for auditions. People have been asking me, why aren't you married? To date, His Excellency the Governor's term, I want to believe that Mombasa residents will actually see changes.
Hi, Niaje, how are you? This is Chanja by Semabox. Na siku ya leo, by the way, tuko na a very special guest. My name is Sammy Mwaura. A very special guest and very, very interesting guest, by the way, because we're going to have a beautiful story kuhusiana na maswala ya art, kuhusiana na maswala ya creative industry, kuhusiana na maswala ya governance, kuhusiana na maswala mengi tu chungu nzima ambao tutakuwa tukiweza kuyazungumzia siku ya leo. Karibu sana. And my guest in studio today is Ken Ambani. Karibu sana, Ken.
Asante sana.
Uko salama?
Nashukuru.
Good to see you.
Same here, same here. It's been quite a bit of time.
Yeah. Long time. Tunakutana tena katika jukwaa tofauti. Unajua tumekuwa tukikutana katika majukwaa
Tofauti.
Tofauti. Sasa ni jukwaa lingine tofauti kabisa. Now it is camera and action. Go.
So.
Yeah, so karibu sana. Good to see you. If you can tell us kwa kifupi tu, who is Ken Ambani?
Ken Ambani is a humble Kenyan. Father, brother, an uncle, yet to be a grandfather. I'm not so sure. Yeah, and a government employee. Ken Ambani is an artist. Ken Ambani has been in governance for quite a bit of time. Yeah, that's me.
Mm-hmm. Wow, Ken, some of us we've grown seeing you on TV. I remember myself seeing you on Tausi, Wingu la Moto. Oh, Wingu la Moto.
Yeah, I know.
That was a beautiful show. I'm telling you, and so many others. Even my colleagues here, Karo can even say. But you see, I've come to meet you now personally on a very different level. You working as a manager at the GPO, and then you had that transition now from a national government now to the county government of Mombasa, and now you are working as the CC for sports, gender, and administration. That is true?
Public Service Administration.
Public Service Administration. Talk to me about that transition from national government, from GPO here in Mombasa, again to county government of Mombasa. But before that, we knew you as an actor and a very serious actor. Ilikuwa kuwaje pako kaingia katika serikali?
I think you should combine all that with still being an actor, because
exactly.
I've been acting concurrently with while doing my other job.
Oh yeah, true.
While I was at the Postal Corporation of Kenya, I worked in Nairobi. I actually started off in Nairobi, then transitioned. Basically, I've moved to so many counties, then districts. I've worked in Nakuru, I've worked in Kisumu, I've worked in Mombasa. I worked in Nairobi at the headquarters. I worked at City Square as well, which was under Nairobi region. And later, I was the regional manager, Coast. I worked here in Mombasa and basically in charge of all the postal offices within the region. Then later on, I went back to Nairobi as the marketing manager. Then later, there was this advert by His Excellency Abdul Samad Sharif Nasir, where he was actually looking for CECs, County Executive Committee members, and I applied. And yes, we came for interviews, and I was taken in. But like you're saying, it's true. The transition from the corporate world to the county government was quite a bit of a challenge. I've been dealing with workers. I've been dealing with, I've been doing customer service, as it were, at the corporate level. But when it comes to the county, you're getting into politics.
Yeah.
You're immersing yourself into politics. And you have to swim within the political world. It was quite a challenge, but I've gone through so many challenges. And I thank God, I was there for quite a bit of time until I think August last year.
Yeah.
That was when I vacated that role. Currently, I'm performing the role of an advisor to His Excellency the Governor on matters creative arts. So, just to answer your question, it's very two different worlds.
Yeah.
It's worlds where in the corporate world you become the manager. But this other side, there is the managerial aspect that sometimes has to be placed aside and politics to take root, which is understandable. Whatever we do is actually moved by politics.
Yeah.
What we eat, how we move, whatever development that happens in our areas, how happy people are in a community, how sad people are in a community is determined by politics.
Very true.
And
but Ken, before you discuss about politics and
Yes.
and governance,
Yes.
Let me take you back a little bit. You said before Carol told us, no, we can now start recording. You told me when you are at the GPO, at the postal office here in Mombasa, you are doing acting hapa na pale.
At the same time,
Hata pia ukiwa CEC,
Yes.
kuna program ulikuwa nazo unafanya pia za acting hapa na pale. How did you balance? Because acting, it's very demanding as well. Because you have to be on set, you have to coordinate, you have to read the scripts, you have to go on site, different areas. And again, at the same time, you work as a minister, let me say so, as a minister in the county government of Mombasa.
or as a
Again,
manager at the
or as a
Postal
manager.
Corporation.
Exactly.
Kenya.
Very demanding offices in terms of level and all that. How did you use to balance? And again, at the same time, there is a family waiting for you at home.
Yes.
How did you balance this?
When you put your mind to something, you will always be able to achieve it. I will tell you what, stage is different from screen. And you've mentioned so many different roles.
Yeah.
There is the coordination aspect
Yes.
of probably creating a set, or probably having a camera somewhere, or probably having a script somewhere. These are so many different roles within the same production. My role was to get a script, internalize the script, and be able to execute the role. The matters of directing that script, there is a director. The matters of writing that script, there is a writer, script writers. The matters of coordinating on where the set is going to be, there is someone destined to do that. So my role was basically that. Most people leave their offices and actually go ending up in bars.
Yeah.
And they take their time there. They actually get home at around 2 o'clock in the morning. By the time they get home, your wife is waiting for you, and not with pleasantries to fight you. Your kids basically have lost the income that was supposed to help them pay school fees. Your kids have lost the income that was supposed to help them get the best meals. Some leave their offices and actually go to football grounds. And they make use of those football grounds and they become very good footballers. JJ Masiga, if you remember the doctor,
Yeah.
he was a doctor, he was a player at the same time. And at the same time, he used to go to the university to teach. But every time he left the office, after 5, he actually went to the football ground and utilized that time to, 1, generate income, 2, to basically keep himself healthy by keeping fit, and 3, by basically representing his country and club. But still, he never lost the position of being the doctor, the good doctor that he was. At the Postal Corporation of Kenya, I always performed very well. You can go check on the records. And that's the reason I actually grew through the ranks. When I went into the Postal Corporation of Kenya, I went in as a clerk. I was a very young boy. But I went back to school and I actually managed to get the relevant credentials that are required to elevate me to wherever I was supposed to go. But at the same time, performance matters. But look at it this way now. By the time I leave the office, where do I go to? I used to go to KBC.
In Nairobi?
Yes, in Nairobi. Because I started working in Nairobi. I used to go to KBC. Initially, we were here in Mombasa at Sauti House.
Yeah.
And every evening, we used to spend time at Sauti House. We leave Sauti House at around 9, 10-ish in the evening. You're doing your rehearsals, get to look at the scripts and all that. Now, this experience that I've had, producers trust me. Directors trust me with a role. If I go in for an audition, huwa ni ile lazima niende audition. But most of the producers in this country and outside this country actually know my capabilities. And they know how I can be able to execute specific roles. So I've been lucky. Some of the roles that I've been playing, I never went for auditions.
Oh, wow.
So you're given a script, you internalize that script, you get on set, you go through the lines with whoever you are with because of that trust. Then you rehearse with the director on set before shooting.
Wow.
And it's done. So I'll tell you what, like I said, you can always find time to do what you want to do. While Mwaura or somebody goes to the bar and has their beer until 2 o'clock in the morning, Ambani is on set doing stuff that will be aired for the next 3, 4, 5 weeks until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And nobody got to know that. So people kept wondering, man, in the morning you're in the office in good time.
At what time do you do these things?
And what time do you do this? What time do you do these things? You have that time to yourself. Now, at the same time, family. Family, you will never 100% satisfy them, but be present. Be present. One thing with me and my children, we have been very close. One, because I lost my marriage, I think, about 13 or so years ago. People have been asking me, why aren't you married to date? I have tried dating. But every other time you date, you actually get to realize that you're being detached from your children.
Yeah.
The attention required by that woman causes you to detach that personal attention to your children. Because these children were looking up to me as a father and mother. So I really had to be there for them. So if you purpose to actually do something, then you'll be able to achieve it. I hope I've answered your question.
Wow. 13 years.
Yes.
Of marriage.
Yes.
You've been dating several people.
Yes.
And maybe...
Not several people. Usiniharibie jina.
You tried dating.
Yes.
And your kids
I've
are
tried
there.
dating, yes.
What kind of lesson have you picked from that?
Well, we live once. And then there are priorities in life.
Yeah.
While I was married, I did what I did. And I managed to get the kids that I did get. And everything else that came later, after your kids come to this world, because you become their God, their small God on earth. God will not come from heaven to come and take care of your children. God uses you and gives you the wisdom to actually take care of those children. So the lesson that I learned was that there are priorities in life. And at the end of the day, you either do this or the other. And you need to sacrifice one for the other. And above all, discipline is everything.
Wow. Are you seeing someone now?
Uh,
We've seen you around with a very beautiful lady.
which beautiful lady?
Wanja Nyarari. Who is she to you?
Where are you going? Where are you headed to? Well, I knew Wanja a long time ago. I knew Wanja. She's a very close friend. I knew her so many years ago, early 2000s, while she was still very young. She even came for an audition when I was doing Wingu la Moto. She's a creative as well.
Okay.
Later on, she even went to Kameme. There's some Kikuyu shows they did, and I was privy to all this information. She was married. She lived her life. I had my life, and we meet when it's really necessary, and as friends we've actually done a lot to support the communities that we live in, and up till now we are still working together to actually support communities. What comes out of this relationship that I have with her, it's up to the world to make out on what they want to make out of it.
Are you dating?
But she is a very good friend.
Are you dating?
Yes, I'm dating.
Good.
Yes, I'm dating.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Usikose kunialika harusi bwana.
Nitakualika kaka, nitakualika. Wewe ni rafiki yangu wa muda mrefu sana.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
Ken, kwa haraka. Just recently, you were appointed by Mombasa Governor Abdulsamad Sharif Nasir as his advisor on matters creative and youth industries. Did you expect that?
Yes and no, in the sense that after there were changes at the county, I spoke to His Excellency the Governor, and he was very categorical that you're still serving my people. He was very categorical. He looked at me in the eye and told me, you're still in the county, and your service is still required in this county. And I moved on for a bit, but it wasn't a surprise that I was actually called in for this specific role. Because if your memory serves you well, we worked together for quite some time on matters youth and more specifically the creative industry. We've done a lot. We did a lot. On behalf of His Excellency, the Governor started the Mombasa International Film Festival. For the first time, we had an international film festival in Mombasa. We did 2 editions. Actually, the third one was supposed to be last year, but I was not in the office then. So even the partners that I've been working with have actually been on my neck asking about this. We did Sanaa Mashinani, basically identifying talent from the grassroots. What we did was we went Mashinani and did auditions. And basically, it's basically the entire creative arts, not just acting, not just singing, not just the art of drawing, but generally creative arts. So we actually got to realize that there's a lot of creativity out there. And that is why we started the Sanaa Mashinani. So what we did was every other year, we did Sanaa Mashinani for each and every sub-county. And then we came together for the finals. Whoever now qualified, we came together for the finals at the county level. And whoever won was actually given a token of appreciation in form of money. And others were actually placed in the specific areas of their expertise. Say a musician, a young musician who probably is an upcoming musician, we would hook them up with a recording studio. For actors, we actually connected them to production houses, and some even media houses. And some are actually working right now. And then we even went further, got groups who we were training in liaison and in partnership with Kenya Film Commission. where we identified specific young people who are good in specific areas, and then we trained them in film production. So if you're good, if you really want to do sound, you're trained in sound. If you're good and ready to be trained in camera work, you're trained in camera work. If you're a good actor, then there are specific professionals who come in to train you guys. So we created groups. Now, these groups actually were trained individually, and later on, they started doing their own content. And most of them, I can actually see on social media, they're actually doing a lot of good work. And they're getting sponsorships from different brands, actually doing advertisements on their own platforms right now, producing by themselves and even being the performers themselves within their own platforms. And they're making money out of it. And that was the essence of all this. Later on, I partnered with Tushauriane and AR Productions. I think about 120 graduated sometime last year after being trained on film. Worked closely again with the Alliance Francaise. We did 9 films, which were supposed to culminate at the Mombasa International Film Festival. We were supposed to showcase these films at the Mombasa International Film Festival. And then Alliance Francaise also has a program. It's called Cinema Mashinani.
Cinema Machinari.
Yes, where now they use the equipment that they have to actually take these films that we do locally to the people on the ground so that they can actually see that we have talent within ourselves. And while we took these films out there, we engaged the youth within those same localities and also identified specific good talents within those specific areas. Some are actually working with AR Productions. There are some who actually went to Nairobi. They're working with Jiffy Pictures. Some have connected them to Ruben Odanga's production and several other places. So in essence, my coming in as the creative arts advisor to the governor, is not a surprise. This is my fort. This is a place that I thrive. This is the place that when you throw me in the deep waters, I swim without struggle. So there is hope for the people of Mombasa, and we are in this specifically to serve the people of Mombasa, but not to serve ourselves. No politics, no games. It's strictly serving the people of Mombasa, ensuring that Mombasa culture, Mombasa creative content, Mombasa beautiful locations like our heritage sites and all that are actually showcased to the world. And the end game is to increase the number of tourists into this county. Because I remember when we were young, most of the times, I remember walking all the way from Alidina Visram High School. I went to Alidina Visram High School. When you're coming into town, the CBD, you'd actually meet so many tourists. During the season, we used to call it high season, starting November, Mombasa was always jam-packed. You know, people coming to Mombasa because of the beauty and the hospitality that we have, our beautiful dishes, our beautiful culture and all that. So this is what we want to showcase to the world. And the end game is, because at the end of it all, Pesa Mfukoni is the essence of it all. Yes.
Very true. Ukienda Nairobi sasa hivi, Ken, jioni ama mchana. You see, Nairobi is a very busy city. You'll find people taking pictures kwa streets. You'll find my youth wako na vitu kama hizi, wame set up, they're taking photos. Hata mimi by then nishapigwa several. And wanakulipisha to 100 bob. You get a very nice photo and a very beautiful background of Nairobi city. Come to Mombasa. Just the other day nilikuwa na conversation na mayouth hapa chini. Nimeona tu wamebeba kamera. Kaambia, "Hi guys, I need a photo." No, hatuwezi piga picha Mombasa bana. Tutashikwa sasa hivi na kanjo. And I'm like, hizi ni vitu gani? How come Nairobi mayouth wamepatiwa that kind of a huge platform even county government take advantage of it in terms of showcasing the city internationally and locally. How come Mombasa we cannot take that advantage? Na waziri, pakana kuita waziri. Na Ken, ulikuwa katika docket ambayo
once a waziri always a waziri.
Waziri, mbona Mombasa hakuna sera kama hizo?
What is policy?
Policy kama hizo, yes.
Policy, Nairobi, Sakaja was intentional. The governor of Nairobi, His Excellency Sakaja, was very intentional. I will tell you what, His Excellency Abdul Samad Sharif Nasir is someone who really cares about the youth of this county. If you look at the 10-point agenda of his manifesto, number one specifically is about economy. And everything revolves around economy. Everything revolves around pesa mfukoni. The youth in this county are actually getting into mapanga dens and all the dirt that they're doing because of lack of opportunity.
Yeah.
But if we open up such spaces like you're talking about, then they will not have the time to be idle and start crafting such evil things. It's all about policy. My work right now is to advise as well on policy. My work is to advise on such like things. How do we improve the numbers of these young people into the creative sector? The current government has been as well intentional and very, very deliberate when it comes to the CBC education, system of education. It's all about talent. Wewe utakwenda ujifunze biolojia, ujifunze kemia, ujifunze fizikia, alafu kisha utaishia wapi? Kuna wale ambao they can do mathematics very well and they end up being bankers. They do accounts and all that. There's a gentleman at some point, I remember this story someone said, where the father insisted that he goes to the university to do finance, a finance degree. But the boy said, no, Dad, I am a communications person. This is what I know. But you see, the system of education determines where you go. Umetoka, umeambiwa, ukitoka ile level ya mwisho ya secondary, unaambiwa, you've been selected to go and do this course. Based on the subjects that you are given. You did not have a choice. Based on the subjects that you are given. So you will go to the university to do finance, and your father will insist, go do finance. But unfortunately, you go in there, you will do that degree for your father.
Yeah.
Then later on, he actually picked that degree and took it to his father. And he told his father, Papa, asante kwa kulipa school fees, degree yako hii nishaifanya. Sasa naenda kufanya yangu. So he went back to do communications. And the guy is thriving in communications. So in essence, this system that we have, it's all about policy.
Yeah.
And it starts from the basics. The basics is education. Now, the Ministry of Education within the county government of Mombasa, specifically headed by Dr. Mwaura, will tell you the truth that things have changed. Now it's all about talent. That's the essence of CBC. So it's the creatives, we are going to sit down with even the teachers who are actually taking up talent within the schools so that we get to know what are they doing. How can we improve on this? So I'm working with several different ministries to actually ensure that this is done. So it starts with the basics. It's all about policy. It's not a problem when I was in office as the county executive committee member in charge of public service administration, youth, gender, sports, and social services. The governor deliberately gave me the docket of creative arts. Deliberately. Why? Because I've been in the industry for a very long time. This is aligned with culture.
Yeah.
So in essence, it would have been best suited to be in culture, where another waziri is involved. But he was intentional and deliberate. Why? Because I could drive this ship. And most of the people who actually require this are the youth.
True.
So the youth are in my docket. So I worked with them very well.
And you have,
so we have to be deliberate about the kind of policies that we put in place so that we can actually grow whatever vision His Excellency the Governor has to its fruition. Now he's talking about economy, growing the economy of this county. There are different sectors of the economy. Now there is the creative sector economy as well,
Yeah.
which has been left unattended. But I tried my level best up till where we were. But this time around, now because I'm focused on that, I will work with the relevant departments so that we can actually ensure that we push it to the next level.
What was the challenge?
What
What was the challenge in terms of now giving the attention to the creative and to the youth industry in Mombasa, the attention that actually required?
There was no challenge per se, but you see, in this case, it's all about structures in government. When we have structures in government that are intended to achieve specific visions of the head of the county, now in this case, His Excellency the Governor, then things would actually work. I had 5 different directorates. I had public service administration,
Yeah.
7,000 members of staff under my watch. I had youth. How many youth do we have in Mombasa? You can count by yourself. I had gender, dealing with matters gender, SGBV issues and all that. When I was leaving office, I was doing the gender mainstreaming policy, courtesy of some partners from outside the county. Most of the policies that I did while in government, while as the county executive, I did them in partnership with outsiders, not funds from the county.
From the county government.
Yes. So we were doing the gender mainstreaming policy. There is also social services, was in my docket. Then there is sports, where we used to meet more often when we get to the grounds and all that. And the young people have the energy that they want to expend on these grounds. But unfortunately, we did not have enough spaces for them. So you see, the buck stops at my door. Now, these are 5 directorates, different directorates. It has nothing to do with specifically the creative sector. No. So the creative sector, we sort of fixed it in the youth docket, but this time around, we want to have a line where we have a director, we have someone who is charged with the responsibility of ensuring that our heritage sites, our culture, our talented young and old people, because we're not only talking about young people, we're talking about mamas who actually sing kule mitaani.
Yeah.
We're talking about those
Wazee.
old men and women who can actually tell those stories about our past and give us the values that we used to have and that are going to help us. We're talking about all this, and we're talking about the Kambas who are actually doing the beautiful curios. Why are they doing
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And that is talent in itself. How do we grow this? So this is the conversation that we're getting into.
Wow.
And I'm getting into this with several departments, more specifically the education department, the culture and tourism department, and the youth department. Yes.
Waziri, wakati ulipokuwa na serve kama waziri wa sports,
Naam.
there is this issue that is an elephant in the room until today. And it has been there for the since Governor Joho came in 2013. And that is Mombasa Stadium. Can you just imagine, Waziri?
What did you call it?
Mombasa Stadium.
What did you call it? An elephant.
An elephant
in the room.
Yes.
Okay. It's tough for an elephant to live in the room. So that's the seriousness of the whole
I'm
thing.
telling you. And so there are so many stories behind Mombasa Stadium. Tell us what we don't know about that stadium. How come it is not the stadium that we used to see 15 years ago?
Government contracts, and especially national government contracts, are controlled from the national government level. His Excellency Governor Joho tried his level best. And then COVID happened. And the funds that were supposed to be trickling in to actually do that job sort of were exhausted. And you remember there was no mgao ule wa kutoka kwa national government during that period of time.
Yeah.
No taxes collected. So, of course, there is no money to expend. So that was when the project stalled. When we came into government with His Excellency Abdul Somad Sharif Nasser, he was very intentional and deliberate about ensuring that we revive that stadium. I worked with Waziri Ababu Namwamba. I think you
I
remember.
remember
Yes,
he even came to
yes,
to
yes,
visit the stadium.
yes.
You were
The
with him.
Talanta Stadium that is being constructed in Nairobi was supposed to be constructed here.
Is it the funds or the stadium?
The stadium was supposed to be constructed here. The stadium was supposed to be constructed here.
Okay.
There was an option of constructing the new stadium or coming to see the stadium that is yet to be completed and deciding whether we could actually put in money there. Now, that was the national government coming in. That was Ababu Namwamba. He came in, he looked at the project, and he was happy. He actually called in the Chinese contractors. They looked at the foundation. The foundation was very well done. Whoever the contractor was did a very good job with regards to the foundation. Their only challenge was the parking space because Buxton, you know, the constructions around the stadium and all that. Parking, if only we could have gotten AFCON, if only we could have gotten this international, tournaments, where do we park our vehicles? So we started thinking about the government houses on the other side, which were supposed to be cleared. But that was the national government's call. And that's the reason as to why Ababu Namwamba came in. So we parted ways knowing that they're actually going to take up the project and they're going to move with it.
So the county government of Mombasa left the project to the national government.
We did not officially leave the project to the national government. It was, you know, we work in harmony. Whatever affects the county, whichever county government, the national government definitely will be involved. In a way, much more of the money, much more of the money actually that we expend at the county, apart from the own source revenue, comes from the national government. So, of course, we work together. We spoke to Sports Kenya. They came in, they looked at the space. Waziri came, we looked at the space. Then we had some form of agreement. We called in the contractor and we had some form of agreement. Now we started the process of moving it, getting to know how much it was. We contracted the public works valuers, the engineers, national government public works, who actually came in, did the valuation of the works that have already been done and the works that are yet to be done, so that we get to know how much is required. And that was done. The report, I handed it over to His Excellency the Governor. And then now the conversation started going on. As far as the contractor is concerned, even the pending bill, His Excellency the Governor managed to pay the entire pending bill. So we were starting on a clean footing, on a very clean footing with the contractor. There was no issue. Where it's told is now this conversation where the national government and ourselves were actually conversing. Apart from that, there were now two projects. There was this, and there was another project that we were actually doing in Likoni. When Waziri Mwaura came in, there was a project that we were supposed to do in Likoni. Why Likoni? The other side of Likoni, because of the bypass. Now, instead of people coming in to the CBD and then going through the ferry, they would just go straight, use the bypass and go straight to the stadium. So there was a proposal of another stadium on the other side, International Standard Stadium, which was also being worked on by His Excellency the Governor. All these things have been in the pipeline. Even by the time I left, all these things were still in the pipeline. So the issue about Mombasa Stadium, it's a known agenda of the county from number one, His Excellency the President.
The President.
Yes. So it's something that I believe before the end of His Excellency the Governor's term, I want to believe that Mombasa residents will actually see changes. But that's not my call. I'm speaking as a former CEC in charge of that. That's where we were at by that time. Yes.
The only public center, let me say so, that our youth, the creative industry, can meet, do conferences, do cinemas, all the creative, what do I say?
Can I help you? Are you talking about Little Theatre?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I'm talking about Little Theatre.
Yes.
It is under threat.
Yes. This is the space that we used to go to when we were babies.
Exactly.
Young babies, yes.
Now,
yes.
This is it. We don't have a stadium in Mombasa where footballers like me can go and play.
We will get a stadium. Trust His Excellency Abdul Somad Sharif Nasser
Little
on that.
theater
Yes.
is going.
No, little theater is
How
not.
does this make you
Little
feel?
theater. Little theater is not going. Most of the land that we have within the major cities was owned by Kenya Railways. If your history serves you well, and that land as well is one of them. So the donation, I think, was done for specifically to do that theater there, to serve us, the creatives, and those who left after us. So what Railways is doing, just like they've done in Kisumu, they've done in so many places, they are basically taking back their land. The headquarters of Kenya Railways in Mombasa.
Yeah.
You realize there is a lot of refurbishment that has been going on.
Yeah.
And right now there is a train that comes from there to the SGR.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing. It's just revamping some of the things that were as good as, in quotes, dead.
Yeah.
So they're just doing their job. So what we need to do is to prove to them that, look, this is also a heritage site that has actually helped so many. And it has value. And the value is this: so many people are actually relying on this. So there is a task force that has been selected amongst us, the creatives, that is actually talking to the national government, because the space is owned by the national government. And the conversation is ongoing, the discourse is ongoing, and I believe in due course we will have the space for ourselves, the creatives.
As you wind up,
Yes,
I
sir.
know right now you're not so hujashikwa sana na kazi kama hapo awali ukiwa waziri. But I've seen you, doing several activities on a personal level, but they have very serious impact to the communities around. What are you up to?
I'm passionate about giving back. Some of us were raised in environments where we were given by those who were there then. So if you're blessed, the best thing you can do is to give back to the community. I am passionate about that. I've done that while I was at the Postal Corporation of Kenya as an actor, on my individual basis, as a county executive committee member. And lately, while I was out of the office, I've actually been doing it with partners, visiting different places within the country, where we have been serving communities and, blessing them in a way. Leaving a mark, so to speak. Yes.
You spoke about a partnership between you and One January. What is it all about?
One January has been in your social media platforms for quite a bit of time, and you've seen the kind of good work she has been doing. She has partners who have actually come in. Until just the other day, there was a partner who came to Mombasa, and we hosted this partner who has given us so many laptops, which are actually going to be used by the young people of Mombasa. At the national level, there are several places where the president has actually visited, courtesy of the partnerships that have been created through this strong lady called Wanja Nyarari. And this is the partnership that we have. And we are actually going to move to so many different places so that we touch lives. That's basically what she does. She's very passionate as well about it. If you look at her story, she's one person who came from humble beginnings. And the motivation is, I felt this, and I know how it feels. And the best we can do now that God has blessed us is to bless them back and appreciate humanity as it is.
Wow. And that is Ken Ambani. Una kofia nyingi sana bana.
Yes, the actor, the government actor.
CC.
Yes.
And now advisor to the governor on
Yes,
matters
yes, yes,
youth
yes.
and creative industry,
Creative arts, yes.
creative arts, ndio. Asante sana Ken.
Nashukuru sana.
Definitely. Nikipata time wakati mwingine nitakualika tu.
And I'm a father as well. You know,
Good. I saw the other day
there
you
are
posted
deadbeat
them.
fathers out there. So I want to encourage them to remember that humanity is actually looking up to you. So don't run from your responsibility.
There is one lady.
Yes.
I told I'm coming to host you today. And she told me, she was so excited. She told me, Ken is like my dad. Takwambia tukimaliza. That is
One
it.
of the young people here in Baraza Media calls me dad.
Oh,
And it's intentional.
okay.
It's intentional because I father them, I dad them. I take my time to actually father so many.
Wow.
Yes.
That is it.
It's a
That
calling.
is-
Some of these things are a calling.
That was Ken Ambani.
Yes.
I'm Sammy Mwaura. This is Chanja by Summerbox. See you.